The restaurant was nothing short of magnificent, an opulent space cloaked in warm, dim lighting that softened every edge and made the evening feel intimate and timeless. Elegant crystal chandeliers hung overhead, casting a delicate golden glow across the room. The gentle hum of jazz music floated through the air, wrapping around the soft murmur of conversation and laughter. Every table was occupied by impeccably dressed guests, their faces alight with joy and celebration. The ambience was one of refined indulgence, carefully curated to offer an experience as unforgettable as the occasion itself. We were at the Crescent Moon, one of the city's most exclusive dining establishments, renowned for its luxury and discretion. The event was a celebration in honor of my wife Alice's recent promotion, a significant milestone in her career, and one she had worked tirelessly to achieve. Everything about the venue, from the polished silverware to the flickering candlelight and the personalized menu cards, spoke of the importance of the night. It was her moment and it showed. Alice, glowing with success, wore a stunning emerald green gown that shimmered under the chandelier light, the fabric hugging her frame with elegance. The color highlighted her auburn hair and gave her an ethereal beauty that turned heads as she moved gracefully from one group of guests to another. Her laughter mingled effortlessly with the jazz music, creating a rhythm that seemed to power the very heartbeat of the party. Her eyes sparkled, not just with the thrill of achievement, but with something deeper, a kind of fulfilled pride. I watched her, proud to be the man by her side. As the evening wore on, I chatted with friends and colleagues, sipping wine and enjoying the celebratory air. The conversation flowed easily, filled with light-hearted anecdotes and congratulations. But after a while, I felt the need for a quiet moment and stepped out onto the restaurant's balcony. The view was spectacular, city lights stretching to the horizon, a glittering reflection of the life teeming below. The contrast between the stillness of the night sky and the vibrant celebration inside was almost poetic. Yet amid that serenity, an odd feeling tugged at me, a whisper of unease that I couldn't quite name. I remembered that Alice had mentioned she wanted to show me something special later in the evening. Curious and eager, I returned inside, unaware that I was walking straight into a moment that would unravel everything I thought I knew. The atmosphere inside had shifted subtly but noticeably. There was a new energy in the air, an undercurrent of excitement that hadn't been there before. I scanned the room looking for Alice, and then I saw her. She was in a secluded corner, away from the main crowd, standing close to her boss, Richard. He was a tall, imposing man with an air of confidence that often bordered on arrogance. I'd always been aware of his ambition, but I'd never imagined that ambition might stretch beyond the boardroom. They were speaking quietly, their faces mere inches apart. Richard's hand rested casually, yet intimately, on the small of Alice's back, and she didn't flinch or pull away. Instead, her hand was on his chest, her fingers gently curled. At first, I tried to rationalize what I was seeing. Perhaps it was an innocent moment, a congratulatory hug held a little too long. But as I stepped closer, I could no longer deny the truth. Their body language told a different story, one of familiarity, of flirtation, of something far deeper than professional respect. Richard leaned in, his lips brushing Alice's ear, and she responded with a smile I hadn't seen directed at me in a long time. My chest tightened, my heartbeat quickened. Everything around me, the music, the laughter, the clinking of glasses, faded into a distant echo. A cold realization crept over me. This wasn't just a misinterpreted gesture. Alice and Richard were involved. How long had this been going on? How had I missed it? 100 thoughts stormed through my mind, each one laced with betrayal and pain. I stood frozen for a heartbeat. Then a wave of anger surged through me, raw and unstoppable. I had to act. I couldn't let this continue without facing it head-on. With my pulse pounding in my ears, I walked toward them. The noise of the party fell away as I approached. Alice's eyes widened the moment she saw me. Her expression twisted. Guilt, surprise, maybe even fear. Richard's confident smile faded, replaced by a calculating glance as he braced for what was coming. "Alice," I said, keeping my voice steady despite the chaos inside me, Can we talk? She hesitated, her face flushing with color, the guilt evident in her eyes. Richard stayed silent but alert. Is everything all right? She asked, her voice thin and trembling. I think you owe me an explanation, I said quietly, trying to remain composed. What's going on here? Before either could respond, something inside me snapped. My restraint gave way to fury, and I grabbed Richard by the collar, dragging him back from Alice. The movement drew gasps and whispers from nearby guests. The once celebratory hum of the restaurant became a growing buzz of alarm and confusion. Stop it! Alice cried, her voice slicing through the tension, but the damage had already begun. Richard, caught off guard, tried to push me away, and suddenly we were in the middle of a scuffle. Chairs scraped, glasses clinked to the floor, and voices rose in panic. Time seemed to blur. The scene became a kaleidoscope of emotion, betrayal, rage, humiliation, all crashing down around me. I was no longer part of a romantic evening. I was a man unraveling at the seams, confronting the collapse of the world he thought he knew.